After I leaned out for the very first time in my life, I realized very quickly that following the advice of just dieting would never lead me to having a solid six-pack. It was actually the small improvements that I made over time through training that allowed me to build up my abs and get them to grow to the point where I could clearly see a visible set of abs after stripping away the body fat with a clean diet. While working on my abs over the years, I learned some tricks that I'm convinced can help anyone build up their ab muscles faster and more efficiently. Some of these may sound simple, but I promise you if you incorporate them into your ab workouts with consistency, you'll see major improvements the next time you lean out. So the first trick I want to talk about is stretching. Now, even though stretching won't directly make your abs grow, it'll do something else that'll make it easier for your abs to grow after your workouts. This is because any muscle in your body will have this thin connective tissue that surrounds it known as fascia. This fascia isn't loose, and instead it's very tightly wrapped around each of your muscles, almost constricting them. A famous bodybuilding scientist named Millward recognized this and created what's known as the bag expansion theory. In this theory, the fascia surrounding a muscle was considered the bag, and by expanding it, you would create more room for the muscles to grow. And before that theory ever even came around, there were a lot of bodybuilders that were already using fascia stretching techniques to help with muscle growth, including Arnold Shwarznegger. Years after this theory started gaining popularity, there was a study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology in which progressive stretch overload was used to produce a huge increase in muscle mass over a 28-day period. Even though animals were used for this study rather than people, a 318% increase in muscle mass in 28 days is difficult to ignore. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because at the same time that I saw the biggest improvements with my abs, shape, and size, I was incorporating intense stretching into every one of my ab training sessions. In fact, it was always a very important part of the workout. To do this correctly, you have to understand that the best time to stretch the connective tissue around a muscle is to perform the stretch while you have a pump. The pump itself is created when a large amount of blood flow travels to the muscle, causing a very tight feeling. When your muscle is pumped, the fascia is already being stretched just from the muscle being so full of blood. So by stretching it further at the same time, you'll get a much more intense stretch. This is why I would always perform 3 20-second reverse cobra stretches after my ab training circuits. So let's say I was doing a circuit of weighted crunches, V sit-ups, pulse-ups, and jackknives. I would do all of these back to back, aiming for 10 reps of each. At the end of each set, when I felt that really tight feeling in my abs, I would immediately do a 15-second reverse cobra stretch, then I would take a short 5 to 10 second break and then repeat for a total of 3 stretches. After that, I would go back and repeat the ab circuit for another 2 to 3 sets, finishing off with the 3 cobra stretches at the end of every circuit. Now, if you don't want to stretch your abs in between your sets, maybe because you don't want to impact your performance, you can also just do more stretching sets at the end of your ab workout. Just remember, do it immediately while your muscles are still pumped. Let's move on to the second thing that you can do to help your abs grow. Progressively overload your ab workouts. Progressive overload is the #1 training stimuli that's required for muscle growth. If you never challenge your muscles by performing workouts that take you outside of your comfort zone, those muscles are probably not gonna grow. This same concept applies to your abs. So without gradually increasing the amount of stress that you're placing on your abs with your workouts, you're just gonna be wasting your time. Even though you can achieve progressive overload by performing more reps and sets with each workout, a better way to progressively overload for muscle growth is by concentrating on intensity. One study showed that a high-intensity, low-volume resistance training group far outperformed the high-volume, moderate-intensity resistance training group in terms of strength and muscle gains. This is why I highly recommend that you use weights during your ab workouts. Not only should you be using weights with exercises like decline sit-ups, crunches, pulse-ups, and jackknives, but you should also be trying to always increase the amount of weight that you're using. Now, you want to do this in a smart way, because if you just grab a really heavy weight, put it behind your head, and start doing decline sit-ups, you can very easily wind up with a lower back injury. This is because when your core isn't strong enough to handle the weight being used, that stress gets transferred over to your lower back, leading to an injury. So when you start incorporating weights to your sit-ups and your crunching movements, start with a light weight and hold that light weight across your chest or straight up towards the ceiling. Once you get stronger, you can start putting that same weight behind your head to make the exercise even more challenging. You can also put a weight in between your feet for all your lower ab exercises. And regardless of where you're holding the weight, you want to consistently increase the amount of weight that you're using whenever you're ready to do so. I would do this by aiming for a certain rep range, like 6 to 10 reps for example. Keep in mind you can change the rep ranges based on the exercises you're performing, but if you're aiming for 10 reps and you could do all 10 for a few of your sets without a lot of struggle, then you need to increase the weight you're using. Now, to be able to lift a heavy weight with your abs for multiple sets, you need to take advantage of the next trick, which is to make sure that you're taking longer breaks in between your weighted ab sets. Just like with any other muscle group, the longer you wait before doing your next set, the more your muscle will be able to recover. The reason you're using the weights with the ab exercise is to be able to improve your ab strength, grow your ab muscles, and use even heavier weights to continue the gradual growth process. If you don't take a long enough break, the amount of reps you'll be able to squeeze out will drop considerably as you do more sets. So you want to spend enough time recovering to be able to come into each of your sets almost at full strength. This will take about 2 to 3 minutes, but for certain exercises like decline sit-ups, you may get greater strength benefits by waiting a full 5 minutes in between sets. Now, this doesn't mean that you can't do circuits in which you do a couple ab exercises together back to back and only take a break after completing all the exercises in the circuit. But even with a circuit at the end, I still recommend taking a full 2 to 3 minute break so that you can still be strong for your next set. Also keep in mind that you want to position your tougher weighted exercises like decline sit-ups first because you'll be able to lift the heaviest loads when you're fresh rather than tired. The bottom line is that for your heavy ab training sets, you want to take a long enough break to be able to continue getting enough reps with that really heavy weight as you do more sets. The next big tip is to work your abs with different angles and with different ranges of motion. Using things like the stability ball, the decline bench, and the Bosu ball can help you do just that. When you perform regular crunches, you can only bring your upper body back down to the floor. You can't go past the floor. However, when you're performing the same exercise on a stability ball, you can go slightly past the point of neutral when relaxing your back around the ball, allowing for a fuller range of motion. Also, stabilizing your body on a Bosu ball or a stability ball provides a unique challenge for your deep abdominal muscles, such as your transverse abdominis. Also, as I already mentioned, you can use the decline bench to create a unique angle for sit-ups. You see, with a regular sit-up, once you come about halfway up, all the tension gets taken off of your abs. However, with a high enough decline, you can come all the way up to the point where your chest meets your knees and the tension will still be on your abs. Besides decline sit-ups, you can also use the decline bench to perform incline leg raises and a number of other exercises that'll increase the tension placed on the abs. The last tip that I have for you to help you grow your abs is to give them more time for recovery. All the muscles in your body grow not while you're working out, but after the workout is over when you're recovering. If you don't recover properly with enough rest before working the same muscle again, not only will you get less results, but you'll also increase the chances of getting an injury. If you were to do a leg workout today, I'm sure most of you would know better than to do another one tomorrow. For some reason, people tend to treat their abs differently by working them every single day. A lot of this comes from the idea that your abs can take a beating because they're used all day, every day to stabilize your trunk, and because they're made up of mostly type 1 muscle fibers. Unlike type 2 muscle fibers, which are known for their strength and explosiveness, type 1 muscle fibers are known for their endurance. However, this doesn't change the fact that if your goal is to grow, both muscle fiber types need enough time to recover, especially if you're using weights and using intense training methods to break down your ab muscles with every session, which you should be. I recommend that you don't work your abs any more than once every other day to see the best results in terms of growth. And also 1 or 2 solid ab training workouts per week where you spend the whole session really breaking down your abs. That may work even better than 3 shorter sessions per week where you just throw in abs as a finisher at the end of your workout. Remember, we want to treat the abs like we would other muscles in our body so they can grow like other muscles in our body. That's it, guys. I really hope this video has helped you out. If it has, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Also, like I said in the very beginning, if you're looking to get six-pack abs, then you have to grow your ab muscles through your training and lower your body fat percentage with a proper diet plan. If you're looking for further help with training your abs and you're looking for a diet that'll help you drop body fat fast, check out my 6-week challenge. This program has been helping my clients lose either 20 pounds or 5% of their body fat in only 6 weeks. And the reason why we have such a high success rate, it's not because the program comes with a done-for-you customized diet plan based on your preferences, or because of the full video exercise library, or even the 42-day workout plan, or even the recipe book with all its delicious meal prepping strategies. It's because this challenge is designed to invoke your participation. I know that may sound like it's too simple of a solution, but I'm telling you, it's everything that you're missing right now. I want you to seriously ask yourself, when was the last time that you actually stuck to a plan for 42 days straight with no cheating and no quitting? Most people will say never, and those that have done it have gotten incredible results. There's no doubt in my mind. The key to transforming your body is sticking to a solid plan with consistency. And this challenge is designed at its core to tackle the issues that prevent you from consistently keeping your diet clean and consistently attending your workouts. To find out more about how our program works and how it's different from the rest, you can either click the link below in the description, or you could visit the website directly at gravitytransformation.com. I'll see you guys soon.